Welcome in, everybody. It's the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I am Greg, and I am being joined by my own little Louisville Slugger, and that's Flex. What's up, big fella?
Hey, man, I survived a family road trip.
I am very proud of you. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I can't wait to hear about it.
Literally living proof.
Quick teaser for the listeners. Did you murder anybody?
Not a single person.
Okay, the story's going to suck then. No, just kidding. Oh, those fucking family road trips. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for joining, all that good stuff. Find us on the socials at Craft Beer Republic, at FlexMeBeer _ in a between. Apologies up front if you hear some sirens or the people next door to me fucking or whatever. I am in Orange County in a hotel room. The internet is quite garbage and the walls are quite thin. So we will see how this goes. Might turn into a porno show quite quickly.
I was just going to say, not a porno show, but I wouldn't hate the latter.
Well, give it some time. Give it about 30 seconds. We'll see what happens. I closed all the blinds.
That's all it takes. Me too. I mean,
yeah.
Not a 30-second joke.
Good night, everybody. I've closed all the blinds and curtains, anything I can close. I still keep hearing like loud cars driving by. And so apologies in advance. We'll see how this goes. All right. Before we get into some things, I really need to get into this beer because, well, I'm thirsty. Well, because I am in the county of Orange, and that's California, I thought I will go hit up their finest bottle shop and see if I can find something local. I found it was literally called Fine Liquor and Spirits.
Nothing but the finest.
Only the finest at Fine Liquor and Spirits. With a name like that, bound to find a winner. So I found Bottle Logic Brewing's Recursion IPA. It is 6.5%, has 85 IBUs, and a 3.9 on Untapped with almost 11,000 ratings. So I'd say that's pretty impressive.
Wow.
From the brewery, they say, the culmination of our Recursion West Coast IPA experiment, brewed with El Dorado, Simcoe, Mosaic, and Columbus, then generously dry hopped with Mosaic and Simcoe. As you can see, I don't know the color of this because I'm in a hotel and don't have a glass to pour this into.
Yeah, it is in a can. I can see that. I can
definitely in a can. Pretty colorful can. I don't hate the can art.
Yeah, no, that's a really neat can.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. The schnoz is fairly piney. A lot of dank, a lot of pine. I feel weird putting my nose in a can hole. Let me stick the old tongue jabber in here.
Ooh, don't cut it.
Had enough injuries this weekend. The flavors really follow suit. Hold on, one more sample.
He's thirsty.
I'm a thirsty boy. Lots of dank West Coast resin. A little bit of, I'm going to say grapefruit. Something citrusy and pithy in there. Has a nice light body to it. Not overly malty. Fairly light and crispy for a Westie, which we all know I appreciate. And, I'd drink again. I think this beer came out to be was a single. I think it was like $6 for the single. Would I spend $24 on a 4-pack? Probably not. But I'm enjoying this one $6 worth.
I like this new rating system we have.
Me too.
It's kind of growing on me.
Yeah, and it's pettier than normal rating systems. And if
it's kind of like it's like a put up or shut up kind of thing.
Yeah, it really is. And if nothing else, I'm definitely petty, so this works out quite well. All right, let's jump into it here. Flex had a little birthday road trip last week. I mean,
it wasn't because of the birthday, but
the timing worked out nicely.
But the timing worked out because it's the week I take off every summer.
Sure. Well, how'd it go?
Best drive 2 I've ever had. Like, it was wildly smooth. So I just wanted to start there. Only had to stop once halfway. The kids had to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
My wife wanted to pass on all the roadside gas stations, and she looked at one that was like 7 miles out of the way, which I was fine with. You know, it's a reputable stop. So, but aside from that, it was a very wonderful drive. Ohio, like the southern part of Ohio, is shockingly beautiful. And I can't say anything about
surprised to hear that.
northern part because I don't remember driving through. I did it once, but I don't remember it. A lot of like rocky formations on the side of the highway, which you would never think.
I just think flat.
You just think flat, right? Midwest. So it was nice. It was surprisingly enjoyable drive. Hot as balls. And, you know, anywhere south of Wisconsin, it's hot here in the summer, so it's going to be even hotter, you know, down there.
Wasn't the South having like a heat wave this last week or something?
Yeah, I mean, it was really anywhere from like 90 to 95 all week. So the heat was brutal. It rained a little bit. Checked out Findlay Market in downtown Cincinnati. It's, from what my wife said, supposedly the oldest public market in the country, which you could fact check that. I didn't look into any of this at all.
Okay.
But then the trip it started off on the highest note. I had the best meal of maybe my entire life. There was a restaurant, I believe it was called French Crust and Company. And it was this cutesy little French themed restaurant at the end of the market. And I got a French dip sandwich because, you know, one in France.
Right. Oui.
And just everything from the bun it was on, the beef, the cheese. They had not like a traditional au jus to dip it in. It was like this homemade dip. And it came with, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, bechamel. Yeah, so I would take a slab of that, put it on the bite I was going to dip, then I would dip that into the dip, and I dip, you dip, we dip. And I was rock hard.
Your hand on your hip?
Yeah, I was rocked up the entire meal. I could not shut up about how delicious it was. And I didn't care about anything else in the world at that moment.
Nice.
It's phenomenal. And then to boot, I had a phenomenal beer. Funny story about that beer, which I wouldn't mind diving into it right away if you don't mind, my beer.
Oh, well, you know, let's just fucking do it right now.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
Okay, so anytime I take a trip, travel outside the state, whatever, I always look for local brews, right? That's what we do. You're an OC, you're looking for some OC shit.
We're researchers.
So, they had some Rheingeist on the menu. They had some Sonder brewing, which I've never heard of Sonder before. And then they had a rotating tap handle at this place. And I asked the lady what the rotating tap handle was. She was kind of quiet. The music was, the people were kind of loud. The music wasn't loud. And all I heard was IPA. And I said, yeah, I'll take that. It sounds wonderful. And it came in a fretboard brewing glass, fretboard brewing, like a guitar fretboard.
Sure.
And it was that pale yellow, hazy color. And I got my sandwich. I'm already rocked up. Now I'm getting this beer and I'm looking at this beer and I'm like, I'm at the brim, man. I'm filled up to the brim. And I took one sip of this beer and it was like I entered the gates of heaven. It's like I just splooged everywhere. It was top notch. So I asked the lady again, as I left, I said, hey, what was that beer called again that you gave me? And she said it was Buc-ee IPA by Fretboard Brewing. All right. What are the odds I'm going to find this fucking beer in the wild here? Well, we went to this grocery store called Jungle Jim's. It's a tourist attraction.
Okay.
They have a section for like every country in the world food. They have an entire corner of the store devoted to hot sauces. Their spice aisle, I heard, I didn't enter it, but everything is alphabetical order for spices.
Oh,
which is kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
They had like a 32-foot section of just craft bottle sodas. This place was overwhelming. It had a collectible store in it. It had a toy store in it. It had a tiki bar in it. It had like 20 taps of beer that you could get and just buy the beer and then shop around and drink the beer. They had a candy store department in it.
Jesus.
And then, they had like the normal produce and dairy and meat. But this place, if you've never heard of it, you've never seen it, I'd highly recommend looking it up just to see what it's about. They have like the world's best bathrooms or something like that.
Like cleanest or
like they look like porta potties on the outside. Like you open the door to a porta potty and then it's like you walk in and it's one of those bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside. Apparently it's like world renowned. I've never heard of it, but I would definitely recommend it.
All right.
So back to this beer, right? Fretboard Brewing, Buc-ee IPA. Walk into their liquor department, which again, very overwhelming. So much stuff. I didn't even look through half of it. But lo and behold, I find Buc-ee IPA from Fretboard Brewing.
Daddy.
It's got this Jimi Hendrix looking character on the can.
Very groovy.
He's got a guitar, Fretboard Brewing right on it. And they got the name Buc-ee. It's all like disco-y starred. It's really fun can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 7% IPA, 21 IBUs. It says in collaboration with the Bootsy Collins Foundation. So I guess I'm not really too sure what that is. So skip ahead, get home from the trip. I said, you know what? I'm going to have one of them beers. That beers is fucking phenomenal. And I pour it out, Greg, and this is what it looks like.
Clear.
It's clear. It's ambery copper.
Mm-hmm.
It is not hazy.
Mm-mm.
It is an American IPA.
Looks very old school.
Very, very old school. So whatever beer I had in this restaurant was not the beer that the lady told me I had.
That's fantastic.
So now I have absolutely no idea what beer that was.
Don't you love when that? It's like the time that somebody swore to me they'd poured me a hazy little thing, but it was the clearest beer I'd ever put in my mouth.
I love that story. It never gets old. So then, so here, this is a pretty classic American IPA. You know what it smells like? It smells like light pine, a little grapefruit, hoppy, a little bit hoppy. Yep. That's what the old nosebuds say. Then, I guess without further ado, I'm going to tell you guys what a traditional American IPA tastes like.
Never had one of these before.
Oh, yeah. That's super. This one's actually super light and crisp.
Okay.
Real low, like I said, 21 IBUs. Very low. It's not lingering, hardly any bitterness, real clean finish. But you get that hint of pine, you get the hint of citrus pith, and it's a good beer. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. Not what you were looking for.
This isn't the beer that changed my life. And then, just because I kind of skipped all this because I'm telling this long story, 4.7 thousand check-ins. It's got a 371 on Untapped. And they say, so this is kind of big news here. In collaboration with the Bootsy Collins Foundation, this award-winning IPA is full of fruity flavors, but low in IBUs. Get this, 3-time gold medal winner at the U.S. Open Beer Championship.
Wow.
2019, 2021, and 2019 through 2021, and then a silver medal winner in 2022. So
impressive.
I guess, I'll take it. This is a wonderful beer, but it's not the beer that changed my life.
What was the restaurant you got that life-changing beer from?
Let me just make sure of it. I'm pretty sure it was called French Crust and Co. Oh, it's just called French Crust Cafe and Bistro. I'm sorry.
I'm going to see if I can find their tap list.
But it would be difficult because it was the rotating tap panel.
I was going to say, they only list 3 beers and then rotating.
Yeah. So
not helpful.
Yeah, mine was the rotating.
Should we call them right now and ask them what the rotating handle is?
I honestly almost thought about doing that. I'm not even kidding you. When I got home and I poured this, and I really just wanted to know what I actually drank, I was like, I wonder if I could just call them and be like, hey, I visited you this past week, and I would like to know what this beer really is.
Should we do it?
On the air?
Yes.
Are they even open?
I don't know. I'm looking.
Oh, no, because it's going to be almost 11 o'clock there.
What are their hours? Oh, yeah. They close at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Their time.
Yeah.
Damn. I was
Dude,
getting ready to dial some numbers.
That would have been so fucking great. But yeah, so that was the highlight of Cincinnati, really. Next day, we caught a Reds game at Great American Ballpark.
Nice.
Had a couple beers there, and I did make a list of all the different beers that I did try there, except for the one I'm drinking now because, but I did buy a beer in Jungle Gyms. I bought Bodie IPA from Columbus Brewing. It was like a regular, like traditional double IPA. I think Untapped has it at like a 4.21. Let me tell you what, if that was a 4.21, then Stone IPA should be a 4.21 because it had that same
rough,
super bitter, enamel shattering. Every time I took a sip of it, I kind of had to like grind my teeth, and it was a lot. Then I had a Truth IPA from Rheingeist at the Reds game. I had a Hoperatic from Brink Brewing, and that was another classic American IPA. Gavelbanger from Taft Brewing.
I like the name.
Again, just a real classic. They had a lot of like American IPAs, and they had a red IPA on tap that the guy tried to sell me. I said, I'm sorry, sir. Those are usually really malty, and I'm just not that into it. # beer snob. So that was all the beer I had in Cincinnati. Caught the Cincinnati Zoo. What a phenomenal zoo.
Oh, really? Good.
So the Cincinnati Zoo is phenomenal. That was Cincinnati in a nutshell. Really, my final thoughts on Cincinnati. Super old city. Super dingy city. I did have a friend who told me it was like, when he found out I was going, he said, Cincinnati's kind of like a lesser Milwaukee. Why would you go there? And I thought he was just kind of being over dramatic about the whole situation.
Uh-huh.
And then we went there, and it was just old everywhere, which that's fine.
Like old can be cool, but could also be gross.
When you're driving with your kids on the outskirts of downtown, and they have these tennis courts that don't have nets anymore, and they're, puddled over, and there's growth, going onto the courts, and then you kind of start looking around, and you're like, I don't know if this is a very reputable area.
-1 star.
Yeah, we made it out alive. The hotel was decent. They had a bar on the second floor and on the roof, and it was right
I love
in the
a
middle.
rooftop bar.
It was cool, but it was raining the day we were going to go up there.
Oh, lame.
So then we actually went up. We were still going to sit inside, and I saw the beer menu because I saw the beer menu on the lower level bar like a day before.
Sure.
So I would assume they would have the same stuff at the roof. They had like all A and B stuff on the roof, and they had all local shit on the second floor. So I took one look at the menu, and I said, yeah, let's just go downstairs. And I forgot I did actually have an Urban Artifact beer down there. And it was like a fruit punch fruited ale, like a tart ale. And that was very wonderful. And I forgot that they were in Ohio as well. So that was...
I did too.
And I was looking up their building. I wasn't able to make it there. I didn't make it to any breweries in Ohio. But their facility is in like an old church.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool, kind of wild. Then we made our way to Kentucky, which all along the Ohio River, just gorgeous, by the way. Like big rolling green hills. I never thought Kentucky was hilly or scenic or any of that. You just always think like...
Or anything good.
basketball and white trash.
Right, exactly.
Right. I mean, you say Kentucky, what else crosses your mind?
And like horse racing, I guess bourbon, but that's it.
Okay, yeah, but the first two, easily, basketball, white trash. But gorgeous scenery. It was probably my favorite drive, scenic-wise, I've ever had in my life. Second to the Ozarks in Missouri. That was gorgeous. But, Kentucky was fun. We did... there was a public market in the hotel next to us. So we caught that. There was actually a brewery in there as well. So that was kind of neat. Caught some dinner there, had some solid pizza, some pretzel bites, had an IPA there, and I had a Goza. The Goza wasn't great, but
that's too bad.
When in Rome, you got to try Goza.
See.
Then we hit up the Louisville Slugger Museum and the factory tour. That was amazing.
That's cool.
It was one of my favorite parts of the whole tour. You get to learn all about, how they grow the trees, how they cut the trees. And I got to hold the Christian Yelich bat. I got to hold
my hometown boy.
Yeah, I love him. I got to hold a Bryce Terang bat for the Brewers as well, because they had all these cubby holes right at the start of the factory, and there was a cubby for each team in the league. And then they had a player's nameplate for each team. And the Brewers just so happened to be Christian Yelich. And again, I got to the brim. I was ready to blow.
Right.
So just that whole tour to see how they do everything, and just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Checked out Churchill Downs.
Oh,
they hold the Kentucky Derby. Derby.
Very fancy.
That was immaculate. I couldn't believe how large that place was. 80,000 people, they say, fit in the grandstands, and another 40 to 50,000 in the infield.
Holy shit. That's a lot of people.
This place is absolutely enormous, and you could look at pictures of it or videos or anything, and it just won't do it justice until you actually get in there. And it made me think, I don't know if I could ever actually go to a fucking derby. That many people.
So many people. And can I be blasphemous for a second here?
Please.
Horse racing? Don't give a shit.
I don't really either.
Yeah.
But if somebody said, hey, I got an extra ticket to the Kentucky Derby, it's almost like a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah. Like I'd go for the spectacle. But
right. Just to say you've been.
Yeah. But I'm not paying all that money to go sit amongst 200,000 people or whatever.
No. Yeah. And I wouldn't either. But it was really cool to check it out. Check out the history. Got to walk through the museum as well. So that was all super neat. That was day one. Day two. Checked out Kentucky Horse Park. That was like more for the kids. Just kind of where people donate money to have their horses kept there for like the year and taken care of, and did some horseback riding. That's really what the end goal of that was. Checked out a Buc-ee's, Greg.
I was waiting for Buc-ee's.
Okay.
I want to know about the beer situation.
So the Buc-ee's, the horse park, we got to early in the morning. First, they opened at 9. We got there at 9:40. And the first available horseback riding tickets left were $245. They were like, all right, we'll hang out here for like an hour. Buc-ee's was still 40 minutes away. So we're going to drive out, get some lunch, check out Buc-ee's, drive back, and get in our horseback riding. So I was unaware of this. There is a whole separate lane to pull into Buc-ee's to wait in like the gas pump line. They had 150 gas pumps.
Holy shit.
Every single one of them was taken. And about
like
half
the world's
of them,
cheapest gas.
Half of them had a car behind the other cars waiting to fill up in gas.
Sure.
So we said, fuck that. We got a half tank. We don't need to wait in line for gas.
It's like going to Costco for gas.
Yeah, it was crazy. So then we walked into the store, and the way my wife described it was Disneyland or Disney World, because we've never been to Disneyland. It was like Disney World on cocaine.
So like bigger?
Chaotic.
Oh, fuck that then. I'm out.
People, it was like everybody was shouting. And like everybody was running to grab something because they didn't want somebody else to get it, even though there was a shit ton of everything.
It's like Black Friday at Buc-ee's.
The food lines were absurd. Like a line of people just waiting for more chicken tenders and French fries. The only place that didn't have a line was the bakery. They did like some cookies and some other stuff.
Sure.
But they have this circular island in the middle of the Buc-ee's where they do the brisket sandwiches, the pulled pork sandwiches, the chicken sandwiches.
All their barbecue stuff.
I think they have one more sandwich. They'll chop up the sandwiches, and they get all the sandwiches prepared and wrapped. And then every time they put out new sandwiches, they like yell something. I couldn't tell what the fuck they were yelling. And then they yell something, and then every other employee in the store yells it back.
Oh God.
Extremely chaotic. Delicious though. I will say I had the breakfast burrito, the smoked brisket breakfast burrito. It's brisket, potatoes, beans, maybe cheese. I don't know. That rocked my world. And I had this regular smoked brisket sandwich as well.
Oh my God.
It was good. but it wasn't burrito good.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, what is?
Right. But yeah, I fucking filled up hard on food there. No Buc-ee's beer.
Damn it.
They did have a few local breweries, and by a few, I mean 2. And then they had...
Come on, Fine Spirits and Wine has more local breweries than that.
They had that Rheingeist Truth IPA, which is like their flagship.
Okay.
And then it had one other like Ohio beer. And I was kind of disappointed in the selection.
That's pretty lame.
And the fact that there was no Buc-ee's beer.
I'm disappointed, Buc-ee's. Expected more out of you.
But so here's the thing. So this was all for the kids, right? They see all their videos and all their YouTube influencers and shit go there. And so the kids got, stuffed animals and water thermoses and stickers and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I got a t-shirt. I won't lie.
Nice.
They have all this own branded food and candy, and we got some gifts for other people. We ended up spending like $250 at Buc-ee's.
Jesus.
We got a lot of stuff though. We really did. So as the cashier is ringing all this stuff up, I was that dad. I was like, "Oh, can you tell we're first timers?" And he said,
Yep.
"Oh, this isn't even bad."
Oh.
I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "We'll get people that have come in here 15 times over and we'll spend $700 every time."
Nope.
What the fuck?
That is unacceptable.
That is like everything in your house is Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Everything you eat is Buc-ee's. Everything you wear is Buc-ee's. That's crazy.
That's nuts. I can see Flex spending that much money on their breakfast burrito, but not on tchotchkes.
I would. $8 for a breakfast burrito. I would buy $800 worth of breakfast burritos. They were
Get them
phenomenal.
100 burritos. Stat.
So we spent about an hour in there, and then we had to book our ass back to horseback riding.
Right.
And then here's another funny story for you.
Before we get away from Buc-ee's, my last Buc-ee's question.
Yes.
Were you able to drink inside of Buc-ee's?
No, there's no. I don't think so.
Damn it. I just thought because like you got like breakfast burritos and whatnot, maybe grab yourself a beer to have with your breakfast burrito.
I could have got a 6-pack. Like they had the beer cooler.
Sure, but nothing you could drink right there.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll shut up now.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That was a good question. So, and the whole plan for the day was horse park, Buc-ee's, and then to stop at a couple distilleries. My wife was actually the one who was like, "Hey, let's stop at places, pick stuff up."
Yeah, we talked about this.
You know?
She wanted you to hit a couple bourbon spots.
Yeah, she was like, it was shocking. I almost didn't think it was real.
I didn't.
So little did my wife know, which I knew, but she did not, and I don't blame her for it. All the distilleries are only open from 9 to 5.
Oh, sure. Just like wineries.
Right. Yeah. So 9 to 5. That's it. And I'm not a selfish guy. I am a family man. I would never take fun or experiences away from my kids.
Mm-hmm.
The trip was not about me. Horseback riding finished at 4:00.
Oh, no.
Then the kids wanted to go into the gift shop and buy a few things.
No.
And I was okay with it. You know, it's all about them. It is. So we walk out of the gift shop at about 4:15. And my wife says, "Hey, where do you want to go first?"
You're like, hotel?
And I said, "I don't even think it's worth it." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, everything closes at 5:00. She said, "Well, what time is it?" I said, "It's 4:15. And she was actually like legitimately shocked. And she said, "I expected to get back to the hotel at like 10 tonight."
Whoa.
She's like, "I thought we would."
She was ready to party.
She was ready to just let me go at it because we were going to originally stop at Woodford.
Sure.
So we were going to do a tour. I was going to have a drink or two, buy a bunch of shit and head on our way, maybe stop at another place, not tour. But so she's like, "No," she's like, "We're going to one." She said, "Pick one." So Daddy picked Buffalo Trace.
Oh.
I figured it was the same distance away time wise as Woodford. And I think they were on the same exit as well. But we pulled into that parking lot, Greg, at 4:51.
Just in time.
We walked into the front office where they card you and they put a wristband on you because they scan your wristband and shit to make sure you're, a 21 in the gift shop. So we walk out of the office and the gift shop is about 100 yards away from the fucking check-in office.
Whoops.
So we was booking it and we entered the gift shop at 4:56 and I panic bought just 2 bottles of Buffalo Trace. I got a bottle of Eagle Rare.
Oh, intern Brian likes himself some Eagle Rare.
But my wife was wonderful enough to do a separate transaction because it was 1 bottle of Rare per customer. They do some root beer there that I got to try in my 4 minutes of being in there. So got some of the root beer, bought a couple gifts. I got a shirt and that was it. And the entire time on the drive home the next day, all I could think to myself is, why didn't I just buy like 10 fucking bottles of Trace?
Why didn't you?
They were something stupid like $27 a bottle. It's like, why didn't I just fucking buy like 10 bottles? And there's no limit on it. That's all I thought about on my way home. But I had 4 minutes to shop and then check out. And I completely panicked.
Oh, buddy. Well, I'm sorry that your whiskey or your bourbon tasting got cut short.
That's all right. Maybe we'll end up there again. But at least I got something out of it. Chalk it up to a fun trip. The ride home was abysmal, but
all driving, all business.
Tons of traffic, tons of tri-state traffic between Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin. It was like 7 hours. It was terrible.
No thanks.
So, but yeah, all in all, super solid trip. I'd say like 8 out of 10.
All right,
had a great time. Had a really great time.
Had some good beverages.
Yeah. Long story. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
A lot of talking.
I'll tell you and the listeners, we did have a little bit of technical difficulties earlier. Hopefully I did a good job of editing that out. But while Flex was reconnecting and then picking his story back up, I emailed the French place asking them what beer it was. So I'm really hoping they respond.
That is amazing.
We shall see. I just said, hi, we were there last week. And at one of your rotating taps, I believe it was some sort of hazy IPA. I sounded Alaskan all of a sudden. Hello, we were at your establishment last week.
I am not drunk.
I am not drunk, nor was I then. You should not remember me. Well, fantastic. I'm glad you had a good trip. Nice little birthday week.
Yeah, it was the perfect mix of activities and then rest. Because with the kids, we'd still get back to the hotel between like 7 and 8. There's one night we went to the baseball game, got home like after 10, but
sure.
But yeah, so it was enough time to get home or to the hotel and just lounge for like 2 to 3 hours and then go to bed.
That's nice. That's always nice.
Yeah. Very wonderful.
Good. Before I forget, because I kind of did. Top listening city. Shout out Chicago again.
Whoa, what up, Chicago?
Yeah, it's very nice of you. So, all right, a little news to get through before we get out of here. Haven't done this in a while. We're going to do the news flight. And if you guys are new to the show, the news flight is just a few random stories that I'm going to rip through real quick, just like a flight of beers. No one savors that shit. Get the paddles. Another day, another brewery sells. Seattle-based wine-centric platform Ackley Brands has acquired Silver City Brewery, based out of Bremerton, Washington. Silver City marks Ackley's second foray into craft beer, following the company's acquisition of Mac and Jack's Brewery in 2023. Also, Urban Chestnut acquires O'Fallon beer brands. Urban Chestnut Brewing Company has acquired the beer brands of O'Fallon Brewery, which ceased operations after 24 years at the end of last year. The move comes at the heels of Urban Chestnut emerging from Chapter 11 bankruptcy, with Brian Travers as a key investor. A 15-year-old brewery was mirrored in lawsuits in recent years. And then finally, and I've been to this one, Denver's True Brewing closed last week. Heavy metal craft brewery True Brewing out of Denver shut down. Founder Nick Nuns announced it on Facebook. On July 3rd, they closed July 12th. He said it hasn't been an easy choice, but this brewery has run its course. And for a huge number of reasons, it's the right time to send this thing off into the lake, trailed by a fiery arrow. And also Davis sent that to me. So shout out to the homie Davis, who, by the way, is going to be in your hood pretty soon on vacation.
Oh, really?
coming up to Wisco. I was like, well, enjoy those cannibal sandwiches.
He's my Wisco guy, right?
Yeah, he's your Wisco guy. He's the one that corroborates all your weird Midwestern shit.
Love that shit. Love that guy.
Yeah, cannibal sandwiches.
Need more Davises around.
Don't we? You guys should go out for a Sammy.
It's not really a real sandwich, but you know, he can come to my butcher shop. I'll grind him up some meat.
Whoa, that sounds like innuendo. Oh, grind your meat, big boy. A little booze news. Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer concept swiped by former executives, according to a lawsuit. The parent company of Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer is being sued by a licensing firm that alleges the concept for the lager brand was swiped by its former executives. Chicago and Vegas-based branding house Karma Holdco filed the lawsuit July 8th in U.S. District Court against its former president and board chairman Chad Bronstein, former chief of legal and licensing officer Nicole Crosby, Real American Beer, and 25 unnamed does. Karma alleges Bronstein and Cosby breached their executive agreements by taking plans developed in 2023 while working at the firm to start the Real American Beer brand with former pro wrestler Hogan, the racist asshole, last year. Karma alleges the defendants' actions breached their executive contracts and violated federal and state trade secret protection laws by misappropriating Karma's intellectual property, including business plans, concepts, and marketing strategy for Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer brand. Karma is seeking at least $10 million in damages, as well as attorney's fees and costs at a jury trial. Additionally, the firm is after restitution of $348,000 from Bronstein and $231,000 from Cosby. Brother.
So I saw that beer on vacation when we were at that Jungle Gyms.
Did you now?
I think they were in 6-packs, and I'm talking it was like a 3 or 4 pallet display.
Wow.
And they was on sale for something like $2.99 or $3.99
for a 6-pack?
Yeah.
It's so bad it's 50 cents a can.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding you. It was like I saw the price and I'm just like, that can't be real. And then I saw what beer it was and I was like, oh yeah, okay, this makes sense now.
I mean, all Hulk Hogan hate aside, I can't imagine it's good. First of all, the guy had stopped drinking up until he released this beer brand.
I would probably, I don't know, I'm assuming it would have a Busch Light over a Real American Beer.
Yeah, I feel like it's on that level. Busch. A motorist in California found with open containers. A motorist in California wine country suspected of driving under the influence.
Multiple containers?
Containers, plural.
Got it.
Suspected of driving under the influence last weekend had an open container of alcohol in the cup holder. And do you want to guess how many empty cans of Bud Light in his vehicle?
Ooh, I'm going to go with an even 14.
Okay. You are so off. It is so many more than that. Like an unrealistic amount.
Like 96?
70.
Jesus.
70 empty cans of Bud Light in his vehicle. The driver, who has not yet been identified, caught the attention of police while struggling to stay in his lane in the Sonoma County town of, I have no idea what this is, Cotatai?
Sure.
Who knows? About 45 miles north of San Francisco. While conducting a field sobriety test, it was determined that the driver was more than 3 times the legal limit with a BAC of
0.27?
Almost 0.25. Placed under arrest for suspicion of DUI. And driving on a suspended license. Once he was arrested, a search of the inside of his car was completed and over 70 empty beer cans were located.
I feel like a lot of people drink in their car, like more than you would expect.
Probably.
We had this guy 2 years ago. We do venison processing into like sticks and sausages at work.
Sure.
After the first of the year, if anybody's listening, after the first of the year. And this guy came in to pick his order up and it was a big order. So I said, hey, do you need help taking this outside? He said, yeah, sure. So I pulled the cart up to the side of his truck and he opens his passenger door and the floor of the passenger seat is just littered with empty beer cans.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just like, and he just acted like it was fucking normal.
Ain't no thing.
He said, oh yeah, just toss it right there on the seat. And I'm just staring at these empty beer cans. Like this isn't good for anybody.
Right.
But yeah,
That is true.
take your money for your sticks. Thank you.
You're right. That sounds dirty.
Kind of. I'm a dirty guy.
Taking money for sticks? Yeah, you are a dirty guy. All right, that feels like a great place to leave it. Oh, by the way, there was a picture of all the beer cans that they laid out on the guy's hood. It was pretty great. Maybe I should post it or story it or something. Check the gram.
Laid out on his hood?
Mm-hmm.
Like the cops took him out. That's funny.
Yeah, they must have just taken them, probably counting them, because I'm sure every beer can has another charge of something. So
hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're that dumb to do that, I hope.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, all right, that's it. Follow us, like I said, on the gram. Maybe I'll get that picture posted at Craft Beer Republic and at FlexMeBeer _ in between. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Make sure you call us, 805-538-BEER, 2337. I hope everyone out there in the world of drunkenness is staying very well hydrated.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.